So cool.
Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold. My agent just said we made 100 flat. Make it back and make it stack, this like I'm Steven Jack. Put my rings up in the camera like I needed that. Up in the air and at the rim is where I meet them at.
So cool.
Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. It is Monday, September 29th, 2025, the final Monday in September. I cannot believe we are almost done with this year. It kind of feels like New Year's was just last week, but we are 2 days away from the best month of the year. And I'm not just saying that because that month just happens to be the month that this great man that you're looking at was born. It is also because this is the best sports month of the year. We've got everything. The NBA returns in 3 weeks. The NFL is in full swing. College football is in full swing. If you're a golf guy, there's golf going on. The NHL is coming back in a couple weeks. MLB playoffs is going on. If you're a soccer guy like me, you know what I'm saying, Premier League, all the main Europe leagues of action, Champions League back up this week. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. So big sports month. But it is your boy Barberchair Scott. You can follow me at Barberchair Scott on all social media platforms. You can follow the Barber's Chair at Barber's Chair Co. on all social media platforms as well. Follow our partners, H&B Media, at H&B Media TV on Twitter and at H&B Media on Instagram. And, of course, subscribe to the social accounts of this show. I'm Not Gonna Hold You, at INGHY Show on both Twitter and IG. And for those of you who are joining us over from the Patreon live stream, we appreciate y'all, man. And if you are not checking it out, if you haven't watched it already, or if you won't be watching later because you aren't subscribed, guess what? You subscribe, partner, because the Chicago Sports Local Hour goes on live on the Barbershop Patreon an hour before each and every episode. And this week today's episode, me and Bane broke down last night's Bears win. So if you want all of our Bears takes, you got to go there, man. Check that out. And then me and Courtney broke down the Cubs and Padres series as well. So the link to the Patreon is in the description box. But if you're watching this on, a TV or a laptop or somewhere, or, wherever that you can't see the link, take your phone up to the QR code, scan it, and it'll take you to the 4 different tiers we have. In order to watch the local hour, you can subscribe to that $5 I'm Not Gonna Hold You tier, or the $10 Barber's Chair All Access tier will get you everything, including summer sessions, which will be back on Wednesday, recording tomorrow. And while you edit, subscribe to my personal YouTube page. I'm going to be posting a lot of exclusive content. I have been posting exclusive content, and I'm going to be adding even more this week, man. So we appreciate everybody for doing that. Shout out to Shane in the chat. Said, great month indeed, sir. My birthday is Friday. Happy early birthday to you, Shane. October's very own, and I'm not talking about that terrible rapper out there in Canada. But I will be bringing in my co-host for the morning. We got the one and only Courtney Colobro here, man. You can follow her at 1-800-COLOBRO on all social media platforms. Courtney, how you feeling on this great morning?
I am feeling very well. I will say, though, for the record, the best month in the year is November. Real ones were born in November.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. We
were born in November. Actually, we were born on election day, so
Well, that's definitely wasn't a great day. I don't think that helps your point at all. But Yeah, my brother was born in November too, so I don't know. That's definitely up for
Scorpio
grabs.
King. Scorpio
Yeah,
King.
okay. Okay. It depends on what part of November you was born in. You know, late
I'm one of the
November
good
ain't really the true
Scorpios.
Scorpios.
I'm one of the good, wholesome Scorpios. I don't care what anybody told you.
Yeah, don't do take away Scorpio hate. We are good people. Okay. Orlando says his birthday is Thursday, October B Day is the top tier. Happy early birthday to you, Orlando. Yeah, man. I was born October 26, 1988. And I'm waiting for Courtney to do damn. But
I was gonna actually let you chill this time. I wasn't gonna step on your neck.
Ronald Reagan was president.
I really like to get you when you say things that, like, you know, you talk about something like a memory, a sports memory, and I was like, was I even cognizant when that happened? Like,
let me tell you who won the championships the year I was born. The Showtime Lakers repeated the year I was born.
You said Showtime Lakers, and that's all I needed to hear.
The Kirk Gibson did the year I was born. Yeah, that was the year I was born. Yeah. the number one album in the country was the Bad Album the year I was born. So that tells you how long ago that was, because Michael Jackson's been dead for almost 20 years. So that's a long time. But anyway,
that's crazy, because I remember where I was when I found out about that. So now I get to feel old too. Congratulations.
Michael Jackson's death is in the top 5 where I remember where I was moments. I'm also going to age myself this next memory. My first ever, I remember where I was at moment. Granted, I was only like 6 years old. The OJ chase. I remember watching the OJ chase in real time. In real time. I remember I didn't know what was going on, but this is when we stayed at this one house like in the Beverly area, and my cousin used to always come in town for the summer when he would come back from college. He went to Northern Illinois at the time, and he always had the big den in the house with the air conditioning. So we was watching something back there, and I could hear my mom yelling. We ran into the room, and I just see like a car chase going on. I had no idea that one of the greatest football players ever was on the run for murder. But that's what we were watching. And then somebody who lived in LA for 10 years, him speeding on the 405 is very hilarious. Because traffic-wise, I don't know how that happened. But that was one. 9/11 was one. And what's it called? Michael Jackson's death. Prince. They said you were in high school. And so thank you. I don't feel as washed anymore. I don't feel as washed anymore.
If I speak,
if you speak, you're in big trouble.
If I speak, I will be in big trouble.
But see, that's when my core memories start, man. But anyway, let's get into it. Talk some football, man. Last night, for everybody who laughs at me for watching soccer, said, "Oh, you gonna do? They got ties." Yeah. Well, how you feel now? The NFL had a tie yesterday. Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay Packers. One of the big game of the week. Micah Parsons' return to Big D was kind of underwhelming until he made that game-saving play in overtime. Because let's be real, he don't trip up Dak, that's ball game right there. So he made his presence be felt at the end. But this big hype game all week, and it lived up to it. If we just looking at scoring, 40-40 was the final score. Jordan Love, 31 of 43, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, but he had some very risky things going on. Unless Jordan Love, one of the quarterbacks, so if you look at the box score, like, man, he had really, you know what I'm saying, a really good game. Like, no, I know who you are, Jordan Love. Like, you cannot fool me. Dakota Rain had a great day yesterday. 31-40, 319, 3 touchdowns. The running game.
His name is Rain Dakota.
Oh, it's Rain Dakota? Okay.
Rain Dakota.
I'm going to keep calling him Dakota Rain. That sounds funny.
I'm just letting you know.
So, the running games were pretty good. Josh Jacobs, 22 carries, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. Emmanuel Wilson had another 8 carries and 44 yards.
It was the Romeo Dobbs show. It was the
Romeo Dobbs
last night.
And that big old fathead's helmet he had on. Romeo Dobbs.
Listen, I'm all about player health and safety. we got to
Yeah.
do something to make the Guardian caps like look a little swaggier.
They look like little kids walking down the street in them fat heads. So that's
again, all for player health and safety. You continue to wear those Guardian caps to protect yourself. The NFL or whoever makes them needs to find a way to make them a little swaggier.
Make them more fashionable, man.
Correct.
But Dobbs had 58 yards, receiving 6 receptions, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, all 3 touchdowns that Jordan Love threw. Javonte Williams for the Cowboys had 1 touchdown on 85 yards rushing. George Pickens had a great game, 8 receptions, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. Really showed up. The defense is here. We do not need to talk about because they did not play yesterday. But this game ended in a tie because the Green Bay Packers decided to play call and move like it was like they were the ones up 3. It was ridiculous. They were moving slow. And that last play, they killed like 8 seconds. I was like, what are y'all doing? And by the way, I know JJ Watt tweeted this, but I agree with him. Whoever runs the clock at Jerry World, y'all don't understand home field advantage. I would have ran that last second off. Like what are we doing? That was just terrible timing for them. And I really felt the shock on the timeline and also the shock from the players was hilarious about it. Because it's just like none of y'all knew that, okay, nobody in the coaching staff on the sideline was yelling, we got 5 minutes, we cannot tie. I really want to know because it took me back to Donovan McNabb when he was with Washington and he didn't know there was a tie. I think they played Cleveland in that game or something like that. So to me, if there wasn't any awareness on that, that needs to be taught. Like that was crazy. But I thought it was funny. No, I do not like ties. That is one thing that from watching soccer, I still have to get used to. I do not like it. But also at the same time, when your team is playing bad, yesterday when I was watching the Arsenal game, then I'm like, just get a tie. So we can get a point. Like I'm leaving it with something. So attitude changes a little bit of that, but in the NFL, that don't help. I think the tie was the worst case scenario here for both teams because at the end of the year, when you do a playoff seeding, that's going to be very hard to rank. Some of them are going to get screwed in the rankings because of that final. Orlando said ties are very un-American. I agree. There should be a winner every time.
Yeah, I there's got to be a way to like even college rules. Like I understand that what the argument is that they're trying to for player health and safety, not keep trotting them out there for multiple overtimes. Again, the NFL does not care about player health and safety. Let's keep it a buck. But yeah, the tie really just no, it doesn't move me. Ties are ridiculous in American football. Keep playing until somebody wins.
I agree. Now, what's your take on the
25? I don't know what you got to do to make it work. Again, similar to college. Just figure it out.
Or for all of y'all who was crying when the Bills didn't get the ball in the playoffs a couple years, everybody should get the same. No, they shouldn't. Play defense. All right. I have been on the front lines about this for years. I hate the NFL's overtime rules. Not as much as I hate college. I hate college overtime rules. Don't even start it on college overtime rules. But I feel like we're such an offensive league now, even to the point with the new kickoffs where everybody gets to the 40 or 50. I hate it. That we don't care about defense. So the funny thing about it was you had the Bills fans and other fans complaining a couple of years ago about the Bills never got the football, which people only cared about because they hate Patrick Mahomes. And then when they changed overtime rules, they still couldn't beat the Chiefs. It should be sudden death. Whoever gets the ball, that's what you do to try to win the game. And if you can't stop them on defense, then you don't deserve to win the game. So I feel like if there would never been a tie, it was like one time like 30 years before they changed the rules. That to me is what would have changed it. But Courtney, what are your actual thoughts on the actual game yesterday?
Oh, it was fantastic. Like that's exactly what you want to see when you watch a marquee matchup on Sunday Night Football. That's exactly what you want to see. Again, you heard a lot about this incredible defense from Green Bay. Didn't really seem like there was any defense. And again, you know how I feel about the Cowboys, and you know how I feel about Rain Dakota Prescott. That being said, hell of a game by the Cowboys offense. Again, I'm being specific and talking about the offense here because the defense was non-existent for both teams. But it was a fantastic game. Dakota, you proved me wrong, bro. I'm so sorry. You got it today. What a fantastic game.
Yeah, I saw this one tweet that had me dying laughing. I think his name is Nate Jones. He's an NBA agent. I think he reps DeMar and Dame. And he tweeted, "Oh, this is the first time I've been watching the NFL in like 20 years outside the Super Bowl. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this Dak fella looks like he's really good." I was like, he is fooling you, brother. Every dog has his day. Do not let him fool you. Rain Dakota Prescott. Do not. And that's not a bad quarterback. Bang is back here, everybody. He's not a bad quarterback, but he's a 40-degree day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's cool. And that's just what Dak is. He can have a game like yesterday, and he can have a game when he looked like he ain't never threw a football a day in his life. So that's how I felt about that. Bang, number one, what's your thought on ties? And two, what you think about yesterday's Sunday night game?
I don't mind a tie because it's football. I don't want cats to be playing two, 5-quarter, 6-quarter games. Like I don't need NFL players doing what they need, what college does, and all of that. With that being said, that game last night shouldn't have been a tie. Like that shouldn't have been a tie at all. I don't know what the hell the Packers was thinking. Was they nervous or something, or whatever? But no, I don't mind ties. Ties come with football. I don't need 6th, 7th, and 8th quarters, anything like that. It run the risk of somebody getting hurt. As long as it's sudden death, everybody gets a chance to score. And if don't nobody score, that's on y'all. Shit, we beat them. Packers just got a tie. To me, that's a loss in both of them, even though it's a percentage point better. So, it's also rare that you see a 40-40 tie. Like, what in the hell was going on last night? That the defense just said, you know what, in the second half, we just quit. So, and that's the same defense that same offense, that the Bears shut down. So.
Yeah, and that's what Orlando just said in the chat. He said Bears defense shut that Dallas offense last week. I think we're also seeing the the Packers come down to earth a little bit. I think we all put too much dip on our chip when it comes to them. I'm glad we did because now we can see they're falling down to the pack a little bit. And I feel like the tie, from a hater perspective, way better than a loss. And the reason is I do think it's going to come back to bite them in the ass. But there's this thing about Green Bay. I saw Chase Daniel tweeted it too, where, these teams deserved to win. Like, they work hard. Well, tell Matt LaFleur to call plays faster. Okay, like I just told Courtney before you got on here, bang. Like, nobody was on the sideline screaming 5 minutes. 5 minutes, we can't tie. Like, I thought this was common knowledge that if you run out of overtime, that it will be a tie. So there just was no urgency. That last possession was ridiculous. Like, you had 14 seconds left. Hurry up, bro. Like, you could have squeezed 2 plays out of it. And so it was just ridiculous from that perspective. But it was an entertaining game. I thought it was entertaining. And from an op watch perspective, I'm leaving him with something. This was a successful hate watch week for me on all levels with all my teams. And I was very happy about that. But let's move on to the best player in the NFL. Yes, I said the best player in the NFL. I know some of y'all have amnesia, but it is true. It is still Patrick Mahomes II. The Chiefs were 1-3. The Ravens were 1-3 heading into last night's game of the week on CBS matchup. And the Chiefs came out on top with a 37-20 win over the Baltimore Ravens, who now moved to 1-3, and their championship hopes take a big hit because there's only one team in the history of the NFL with the 106-year, 107-year, how many years it's been, history of the NFL to ever win the Super Bowl with starting 1-3, and that is the 2001 New England Patriots, the team that Tom Brady won his first championship with over 24 years ago. Lamar Jackson had 14-20. 147 yards, passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He had 48 yards on 6 carries. He actually outrushed Derrick Henry. Why Derrick Henry has 8 carries in a game like this? Even more reason why I feel like John Harbaugh should not be employed by the end of the season. I'm pretty sure a lot of Ravens fans will agree with me on that. But he was not good. He was not good. Don't let these, numbers fool you. Well, not gaudy numbers, but he was worse than what the box score tells you, what I'm trying to say. And and he also left the game early. Now I don't know if it was precaution, but they said it was a hamstring. I think they said they're doing some tests on it today, so we'll see what that comes out. Hopefully it's nothing serious, but hamstrings can be tricky, and the Ravens cannot afford for the MVP quarterback to be out for any amount of time with the situation that they're in. Patrick Mahomes, 25 of 37, 270 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, bro. Xavier Worthy came back, and they spread the wealth, and the 4 touchdowns went to Hollywood Brown, or Rancho Cucamonga Brown, as I call him, Juju Smith-Schuster, Boo Boo Schuster, as Antonio Brown called him, Isaiah Pacheco, and Tyquan Thornton. So he spread the ball around. Defense was able to do what they do to hold it down a little bit for them, and stop Baltimore from doing the things that they like to do. Gary says Patrick Mahomes took over the Chiefs offensive players because Matt Nagy offensive players wasn't good. I 100% agree with that. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But this is a big win for the Chiefs. They now move to 2-2, and they can, get back and doing their Chiefs thing. But the moral of the story to me is this. We do this with every sport. The NFL is not the first thing to do. We see it in the NBA. When a player gets too great, we start lying about the other players around him. And that's not saying that these other players in the league ain't great. Lamar Jackson is great. Josh Allen, great. Joe Burrow, great. These are all elite quarterbacks. In my opinion, the top 4 quarterbacks in the league, and whatever order you have them, just make sure Patrick is number 1. He's proven. He's done this time after time. And they going to always be little bro. It just is what it is until they knock him off in a playoff game. And yes, I understand Burrow's the only one who has knocked him off in a playoff game. But he ain't had the opportunity to be there because this team never make it deep in the playoffs no more. But Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, and we especially do the Lamar thing. The Lamar Pat thing is looking real Steph Curry, James Harden-ish right now, where that's what you got to do. It is what it is. I like Lamar, but he little broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? The Ravens defense, terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's just all bad. But before we get into the Ravens, Courtney, I know you didn't see really much of the game, but what do you think about the Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson thing that we do every year? And do you think he kind of seemed like a little reminder yesterday?
Well, real quick, Adam Schefter tweeted and confirmed that Malik Nabers did indeed tear his ACL, and he is that's tragic. But yeah, listen, I feel like, and because I did go back and watch a little bit of it, I was admittedly a little disappointed to kind of see, and again, there were some injuries, including Lamar's injury. I feel like they almost kind of gave up. Like the Ravens just kind of resigned that, yeah, we're not going to win this game. And they just kind of like threw in the towel, which is, I think, in different circumstances, Lamar Jackson probably would have came back into this game or at least tried to play through it. Again, it's week 4. There's no need to play through injuries. I wouldn't say that the season is over, but after that kind of loss, and just kind of looking at the material that you have. And again, I had the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. I had a bird-on-bird Super Bowl, Eagles-Ravens. That is looking less and less likely as the weeks go on. I don't want to blame Lamar because I still think Lamar is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. But I don't even know what it is that makes me feel so unsettled. Maybe it's just because every time he's in these situations, he never seems to be able to come out on top. I can't pinpoint one thing that is unsettling about it, but I can't stand watching Lamar Jackson in big games. I just want him to win so bad. And it feels like it always starts to work out. I don't know what kind of like blood oath that man Patrick Mahomes might have done. Obviously incredibly talented. I don't want to take that away from him, but it feels like it always just seems to work out for him at the right time. That's football, I guess.
In the words of illustrious Minnesota Vikings rookie of the year, who eventually became the greatest voice of the NBA, my man Amar Rashad, my main man Amar Rashad, as he told Michael Jordan on episode 8 of The Last Dance, some can, some can't. And I think that's what it boils down to when Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. I think we want Lamar to win so badly because he like the homie. He like your little cousin that made it out, and you want to see him do good. And I feel like, and also I think Patrick Mahomes in his family, mainly, represent a lot of things that a lot of people just don't like, and people just sick of. But I do think he plays timid.
They can't get right. Like there's always one
Yeah.
facet of their game that's off. Like Lamar could be having a stellar season and, Mark Andrews can't catch the ball. Somebody in the receiver corps can't catch the ball. Offense might be clicking. Defense is terrible. Defense might be clicking. Offense can't get something going. Lamar Jackson, again, quarterbacks like that tend to have a skosh of the bozo gene. Love Lamar. The pick yesterday, kind of a bozo. The turnovers were bozo turnovers. I just feel like there's always something off that can't get right.
And even too, when it's the other things that are messing it up, he still does something that messes it up. Like like last year, we remember the Andrews drop. But the boy fumbled the ball that led to a touchdown that eventually won the game too. You know what I'm saying? So he still does stuff that is just like, oh, you can't do that. And Kim, like you said in the chat, Ravens, they can win the division, but the Ravens at that point right now, winning the division don't matter. Can you beat this man in Kansas City? And home field don't matter because as we saw 2 years ago, when Pat came in there throwing the grocery baggers and beat them in Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl to win again, it don't matter. I think it's a mental thing. And it's not just Lamar. It's the Buffalo Bills too. Josh Allen do the same thing. It's like the bozo chip get activated when you step in the Arrowhead. Like I don't know what it is, but Gary's right too. At the end of the day, they got to take John Harbaugh out. Give him
and not even just John Harbaugh. Zach Orr, Tosin and I talked about it on the Friday show.
Yeah,
he might be chopped.
Yeah,
he might be chopped.
Yeah, and also I'm glad that Shannon Sharp actually said this on Nightcap. He said, "I don't like Ravens players calling Ravens fans spoiled. They're not spoiled." I agree with him. And like you said, Patriots fans were spoiled. Chiefs fans were spoiled. Ravens ain't won a championship in about 13 years, bro. That's a long time. That don't qualify as spoiled. When you're out there giving them nothing to cheer for, who's to blame right there, man? But Bang, tell us what you saw from the KC perspective and from the Baltimore perspective. Do you think Baltimore is cooked out here?
I don't think Baltimore's cooked. I think that we're just dealing with a situation where we had a team that was hungry, and that was the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs came out there and wanted to make a statement, and maybe Lamar Jackson officially got the yips when it comes against the Kansas City Chiefs because he always seems to look historically bad when he plays against that team. I guess when you have a coach that's been around that long and you have a front office, because I see Mr. Poppy says clean Baltimore house. What you gonna do? Who you gonna clean out a legendary? I mean, you want to get rid of John Harbaugh? That's cool. You better get somebody. Who you gonna replace him? Todd Monken? Is that gonna be the guy you replace him? Like when you replace somebody like that, you better be damn sure that you have an idea of who you're gonna replace him with. Teams like that, or front offices and coaching staffs like that, you do not get rid of unless you already know who's going to be the replacement, what your team is going to look like. Because just like the Pittsburgh Steelers and now the Kansas City Chiefs and others, these are people that's been around that team for years. What you going to get rid of? Like I forgot my man's name, but him and Ozzie Newsome, like, nah, you're not going to do that. Like, nah, you're not going to do that at all. You're going to look internally. Tom Monken would be the only choice because Zach Orr and his defense look piss poor. They're dealing with a lot of injuries right now. And shit like this happens when you've been around a team when the team has been together so long. Like Kansas City shouldn't even be 2-3 right now, right? So I don't think that we have to pull the lever and say everybody must go. I do think that they just need to get healthy, and they are a team that plays better in the back half of the year. So I expect to see this team running full cylinder back half of the year. First 4 games, first quarter, all right.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the problem you run into when you're trying to replace a legend, let me be very clear when I mean legend. I mean John Harbaugh is a Ravens legend. He's not an NFL legend. Just want to get that out there. But he's a Ravens legend. You know what I'm saying? Like when you try to replace somebody who's been there so long, honestly, no replacement is going to be something that the entire fan base is really going to agree with. I probably would go to Ty Monken if that was me. You know what I'm saying? But he should have been taken out back a couple years ago. Lamar extended that man's career by at least 3-4 years, in my opinion.
I mean, listen, I know we're not like all really that deep into like the baseball stuff besides me, but like it's kind of the same thing that Dante and I have spoken about on High and Outside about Brian Snitker and the Braves. Dude's been a part of the Braves organization for a very, very long time. And
for a long time, bro.
Well, 50 years for the record. And I know obviously John Harbaugh hasn't been with the Ravens for 50 years, but you know, it still stands, right? When you have someone that's been involved with an organization for that long, at what point do you stop excusing, you know, oh, well, he's been here for forever. You know, who are we going to get to replace him with? Sometimes you just need a change. And I don't think the change, it needs to come from anywhere else besides maybe just head coach, maybe a manager.
But I would,
just
and that's why you can't clean house. And that's why I say that, because Ozzie Newsome is one of the greatest general managers in NFL history. You know, he's shown that he can make moves. I don't think this is an Ozzie problem. I don't really think it's that much of a roster problem. Yes, the defense needs to be better, but that I think that he deserves to find the next head coach, whether it's Ty Monken or somebody else. And here's the thing about coaching in just sports, and then we're gonna move on to the New York Giants for about 5 minutes. But here's the thing about coaching. The Chicago sports fans, we know there's some experience. Getting rid of the good coach or the legendary coach usually isn't the problem. Who you replace them with is always the issue. And in Chicago, the replacements are worse. Like, look at it. Like, Phil Jackson, in my opinion, the greatest coach in the history of the NBA. I know a lot of people say Greg Popovich, big shot at Pop. Pop looks like he's a better human being than Phil Jackson. But when it comes to coaching basketball, I believe Phil is the greatest, not just because of the rings. We all know 11 rings speaks for themselves. That's 6 more rings than Popovich got. But the level of ability you got to have to coach 6 of the greatest egos we've ever seen in the history of the sport. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, and I'm going to use Kobe for 2 of them because I don't know who 6 is. So at least 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like to coach all of that and to three-peat 3 times, he's the greatest. But what you know what the Bulls did? They replaced him with Tim Floyd. It wasn't that, oh, Phil needs to stay. You replaced him with Tim Floyd. And then when the Lakers got rid of Phil, they replaced him with Rudy Tomjanovich. No respect to Rudy T. I thought he was really good at Houston. But you ain't no Phil Jackson. And obviously that didn't work. They brought Phil back like 10 months later. You see the Bulls. They got rid of Tom Thibodeau. Replaced him with Fred Hoiberg. Got rid of Ozzie Guillen. Replaced him with Robin Ventura. Got rid of Lovie Smith. Replaced them with Trestman. So you see what I'm getting. So the Baltimore Ravens are in a very important spot because whoever you hire, if you are going to get rid of Harbaugh, he's got to be the guy that either he's been in the system for a minute, like Ty Monken, and he knows the players, he knows what he wants to do, or somebody you believe that can be a fresh voice and can do the right thing. And I do believe that Ozzie Newsome is capable of finding that guy. Let's move on to quickly. We're gonna talk about the New York Giants yesterday. Bittersweet day for Giants fans. So the Giants did get a win, a surprising win over the Chargers. Now, Courtney, did you call this one? Did somebody call this game or said it was gonna be closer? Was that you or?
No, that was me in reference to the Bills Saints game. That I was like,
okay.
Bills are probably only gonna win by 13. I'm pretty sure the Bills won by 12, by the way.
So they won by 12, so you weren't off.
Saints are ass, but you know, it's a moral victory for me. Should have been. I
hope the Saints win before they come to Soldier Field. I do not want 0-6 Saints come to Soldier Field and we be the team and give them a dub.
I would rather them not win a single game this season. Okay, let's focus on
what that would help them the most. I just don't want to be on embarrassing street. I don't want to see Spencer Rattler throwing bombs on Lakeshore Drive because we can't tackle.
I feel like you might be safe.
I hope so. But Giants won last night 21-18. Chargers losing their first game of the season. Jackson Dart made his debut, 13-20, 111 yards passing, 1 touchdown. In the air, and he rushed for 1 touchdown as well. So not gaudy numbers, but for a guy who's just starting in NFL, a pretty solid performance. He did get sacked 5 times, but pretty solid performance. He put on a nice dance in the end zone too, which was hilarious. Go ahead, Courtney.
Does the class want to share anything about a certain Chargers quarterback, or are we just gonna focus on Jackson Dart here?
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
asking. I'm just asking.
Well, if you want to be real, his starting left tackle got carted up. But it's neither here nor there. But no, he didn't have the best game yesterday. 23-41,
Excuses
one
are like
touchdown, 2
buttholes,
interceptions.
Scott. Everybody has one.
If we can give Lamar a new cop out every week, I think we can allow Justin Herbert, who lost his first game with it.
I don't give. See, that's the difference, though.
Grace.
I don't give Lamar a new cop out every week. Thank you. I'm just saying. Everybody walking around first 3 weeks of the season like Justin Herbert has done something. I said, don't. He will show you. I promise you, he will show you sooner rather than later. Again, I just heard everybody talking about Justin Herbert like he's the second coming. And I'm sorry, against the Giants?
I mean, he's 3-1. You know what I'm saying? He's 3-1. He didn't play a great game. He didn't play a game. His starting now, he had to throw a little bit more. But yeah, and we're going as far as yesterday. Yes,
are you on the payroll? Are you on the Herbo payroll? Are you part of Madison Beer's PR team? Is that what's happening here?
First of all, I didn't know who the hell Madison Beer was till last week.
Look, I'm not the biggest Herbo
exactly
fan.
What a plant would say.
I'm not the biggest Herbo fan either, y'all.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm the one holding it down here for Herbo. But no, he played like crap.
But when Joe Out is hurt, what you gonna do? Like
that's what I'm saying. And your starting running back is this
one person. The deciding, and I understand he's a massive.
Whoa. That offensive, Courtney, come on now. That offensive line was hurt before the season started. Now you ain't got all. Now you ain't got Rashawn Slater. Now you ain't got all either. They
had Omarion Hampton running the ball.
That's the
perfect. He had a good game. Do you know who Omarion Hampton is?
I am not putting Justin on the pedestal. All I'm saying is that everybody who plays the Giants are going to have issues when you have Thibodeau, Burns, Carter, all coming at you.
I have an agenda to push, man.
I feel you.
Which I respect.
I respect it.
Hear excuses, Bang. I have an agenda.
I am pro agenda on this program. Like I have no problem.
But for the record, Bang, you're absolutely right. I'm just being a hater, I wanted to take the opportunity.
I'm with you.
I think
I'm with you. It is more of a thing for me that I'm pissed because I said on this show I really want to pick the Giants, but now I'm not going to do it. And then even when his father say I want to pick the Giants, but Jackson Dart gonna have some pick sixes. Like I should have went in the direction that I wanted to, in picking the Giants. Because that defensive look, we can say all we want to about Jackson Dart and all that. Good job, yay, and all that. But man, that defensive line got me jealous.
Also, can I just say, like, again, I really didn't want Jackson Dart starting this game because I was like, that's kind of like a shitty spot to put your rookie quarterback in. I know we're talking a lot about Jackson Dart. Cam Scatterbo, it's going to be the most electric 3 years in the NFL. Like. He's not going to last that long if he keeps up at this pace. But these next 3 years that he does last are going to be the most exciting.
Right, before he starts selling cars, he's going to be going crazy.
He's the new Peyton Hillis.
Bold of you to think that he'll still have the mental capacity to be able to hop some kids.
Yeah, he the new Peyton Hillis. For those who don't know, Peyton Hillis had that one good year with the Cleveland Browns. He got the Madden cover. And what does Sticky Finger say? Do the knowledge. Go do the knowledge on Peyton Hillis. Yeah, and by the way, he tested fate doing cartwheels on that MetLife turf.
On the turf, it's crazy.
As taking it took another soldier yesterday, Malik Nabers, out for the year, man. Torn ACL. Now, Courtney, you said
exactly what I mean. These next 3 years, fingers crossed, are going to be incredible.
Okay, no, we hold on. We can't disrespect the Caucasian great Mike Alstott. Not on this program, not on my watch. Chris Berman did not die on the cross and say, Alstott up the gut for us to be comparing him to Cam Scatterbo. I'm like, well, we can't be going crazy and say Cam is going to be eating toothpaste by age of Oh man, yeah, like but Cam, I think Cam. First of all, Cam Scatterboo, like I'm not a fan just because I saw his interview with the St. Brown brothers, and I was like, all right, man. Like, first of all, he didn't
Yeah,
know who
that's corny.
Megatron
What are you
is.
even talking about? Like, that's such a silly thing to say. Like, I know you're from Sacramento. You grew up around a bunch of black people, brother.
Yeah.
We're not.
I should bring my homie Damien on. Don't get Damien started about them white people in Sacramento. He's going a whole little rant about that. But first of all, we do got to stop asking players who were born in the 2000s about 90s era people. But Megatron
Correct.
ain't 90s era. You should know who Megatron is. Like, come on. Like, if that's the issue I got with him, and he was like, "Oh, I thought he was a little darker." You can't say that. I can say that. You can't say that. So I'm rooting against him just off that. But what did you think about before we get to Malik Neighbors? This Jackson Dart. What do we think for his debut? What did you think about Courtney?
Yeah, I mean, better than Russell Wilson. But again, I'll tell you, I still feel how I feel about putting him in that position where he has to save everybody's job. I'm thrilled for him for getting the opportunity. He looked great. It just sucks that it has to be under those circumstances.
Well, I don't feel bad for Russell Wilson. Let's get that out of it. He gets to wake up to
Oh,
see
I don't feel bad for Russ. He's had a good
and a
run.
Super Bowl trophy
I feel
in
bad for
his.
Jackson Dart. I don't like when rookie quarterbacks are put in the
Oh,
position
I
where
get what you're saying.
the fate of the organization rests in your hands because of the lack of management that went into constructing the rest of the roster. Again, it's unfortunate that Malik Neighbors is hurt, but like it's not your fault that you literally have to save Brian Dable and Joe Shane's job. I don't like that.
Kim said he hanging out with black people who don't know who Megatron was. Kim, I'm gonna tell you about a little place called Sacramento, California. I will divulge on that more than I can on this episode. But yeah, I think that like I'm with you. Like anytime you force a rookie in there, and I said this last week, and Giants fans want to kill me. And I said I just don't like throwing rookie quarterbacks out there because you could have you can have a good month, honestly. But once the tape come out, brother, that's who we always find out who the real quarterbacks are. CJ Stroud struggling with that, been struggling with that. We'll see how Jaden is next week, but he ain't had the hottest start to the season. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the issue right there. But to when it comes to Russell Wilson, Russ, you had a great career. I think a lot of people are lying to him. He ain't no Hall of Fame. Do I think he's first ballot? No. I think that's crazy. But I do think he will get in.
But like people,
no, he's the Hall. He ain't first ballot though.
People got to stop mixing first and even second Hall of Famer with his Hall of Famer. Period. The man gonna get in on the 6th, 7th ballot. He's not gonna be senior committee member. He's getting into the Hall of Fame. Like, that's why I hate. Yeah, that's why I hate when people have them conversations because it's like, yo, you got like 10 chances.
Yeah, he's gonna get in. Like, and I blame Richard Sherman for that. Like, I understand you didn't like the dude, but or in the words of Megatron, not Megatron, but Beast Mode, where you get your ball at? Like, he be forgetting he was in Seattle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta do that to him on TV. But no, I do not feel bad for Russell Wilson. Anybody who wakes up millions of dollars in their bank account, Lombardi in the closet, and they get to see Sierra naked every day. No, I don't feel bad for those people. I'm sorry. But Bang, what do you think about Jackson Dart's performance? And is he going to save Dayball's job?
Oh no. See, the thing, it's about, I think for Dayball is how does he look when things are rough? That's the only way, because he's not, look, that first game, perfect storm type situations, I bet. How he gonna look at week 10? How he gonna look at week 12? I'm not the biggest Jackson Dart fan, but if he looks in a way that you feel like he's the future, then you keep Dayball. Because Dayball, what we do know is that for the most part, Dayball is good with quarterbacks. And you do look at that team and you see the wave on the defensive line that they have, and you start utilizing your draft picks and your capital to get better players around them. Malik Neighbors, take this year off. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you out, but take this year off. Is it going to hurt their chemistry? Probably for right now, but you do have a wide receiver for the future who we know is good. We have a running back that's going to be around for about 2.5 years now. You got Tracy as a good backup. Um, it's all about how does Dart look when it's later in the season. And if he looks like you have something later in the season, then you keep him.
I want to save this clip so in 3 years, when we're doing this show in a way bigger fashion and we have an actual studio set up, Courtney can come out much richer, as we will all be in 3 years, and say, "I told you so." When Scatterboo Real Estate is opening up, so we can play this clip back. You're like, "Oh, look at us 3 years ago. We ain't had no money." That we can go back and play that. when I'm sitting here with two assistants, that's a whole different conversation. But moving right on to Malik Nabers, man. I hope he gets better. Malik is one of my favorite players to watch. It sucks. They do something about that MetLife turf. It took another soldier down. I remember being at MetLife and watching it take out Eddie Jackson and Darnell Mooney. That was a pain to watch, man. But before we get to our final NFL topic, and then Bang will get you out of here, and then me and Courtney will close up with some baseball talk. Gotta talk about the Super Bowl real quick. Super Bowl halftime show was announced yesterday. Benito, Bad Bunny will be the halftime performer performing at Levi Stadium for Super Bowl. The Super Bowl 60, people. So that'll be. I know Mikey was excited. Our Puerto Rican brother was very hyped for this. I think it's a great selection. Granted, I don't know what the hell he be saying, but he be going crazy, and I think he's a great performer.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Courtney. Go ahead.
Oh, I just find it very, and again, I know it's very good for someone's career, but I find it very weird to say just a few months ago that the reason why you didn't want to tour in America is because of ICE, and so then you put yourself on the biggest stage, literally in America.
Yeah, now that was funny. I can't lie.
Again, I appreciate the decision. I think it's going to be fantastic. I don't speak Spanish, but I do listen to Bad Bunny, and I will be throwing it back during those 20 minutes. Okay, I will be up and I will be dancing. Can't wait. But gonna be a great show. I'm really shocked that it wasn't like pop. They haven't had a pop artist in a while.
Orlando's hilarious. But no, I thought it was gonna come down to I'm not shocked it was Bad Bunny. I did think it was either gonna be Jay-Z was gonna do the Thanos, fine, I'll do it myself and perform himself, or it was gonna be Taylor Swift. But when it wasn't announced week one, I knew it was gonna be somebody else, because if it was Jay or Taylor, it'd have been announced from the jump. And Bad
Taylor,
Bunny, like I said,
like Taylor might come next season. I feel like it's kind of
probably
for next season
for her Grammy run. That makes more sense.
I will be seated.
Yeah, I'm not Taylor. Don't do nothing for me personally, but I know a lot of people like her. But I'm be real. A lot of these artists don't do nothing for me personally. If you know, I'm not. If I want to say what I really want to say about another artist, but I'm not gonna say that. I think the Rock Nation, since they've taken over the halftime show, whether you like the artist or not, performances have been great. I'm not a J-Lo fan. I love looking at Shakira, but I'm not really a Shakira fan. But the performance was great. You know what I'm saying? Rihanna killed it while pregnant. Usher killed it. Y'all know K-Dot killed it last year. I think Bad Bunny's gonna do his thing. If anybody, I think Albert Bridge, I've never heard of Bad Bunny. There's no way on earth. You can say you don't know his music, but there's no way you are a living, breathing human being on this earth and you've never heard of Bad Bunny. He is at worst the number 3 artist in the world. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here's the Ashanti. Look, this is not the BET Awards, and I love Ashanti to death. Okay,
Hey, I know that's family, but put that down. Because the East, that we don't even have to go that long to.
We
ain't gotta go that long to talk about that.
Ashanti and Ja Rule have one of the best concerts I have seen in my life.
Yeah, but not for the Super Bowl.
Not for the Super Bowl.
Like if you want like black famous people to be a part of your Super Bowl,
black famous people,
then I will be attending the Tom Joyner Fantastic Voyage on October 19th to the 26th. Make sure you go and get your cabins and everything. We have a lot of Neos that will be performing, and a couple other people. Like those are the people who don't do the Super Bowl. Like they don't do the Super Bowl by themselves. All right, like stop asking for Freddie Gibbs to do the Super Bowl, fam. Like,
stop asking for 40 Belafonte. There will be no E40 at this performance. Okay,
right?
Stop.
Yeah,
Too short ain't coming out, bro.
I'm not gonna hold you. That would have gone crazy. I do love E40, so that was
I like E40 in 40,000 seaters. Not
like there. I'll be honest with you. There's not a lot of legacy black people that we grew up on that can do the Super Bowl that did it already.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's not even a lot of Airy Crown acts. But that's a whole different discussion.
Yeah, like call Earth, Wind, and Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire might be the only group.
Earth, Wind, and Fire doing the Super Bowl.
They did show up at Lollapalooza and Sabrina Carpenter's set. Just saying.
You know, I seen EWF perform live. No, they can perform wherever they want to.
Yeah, Sabrina Carpenter. Yes. Anyway, moving along. Monday Night Football tonight. Doubleheader, a mid doubleheader. This doubleheader will be on my iPad and not the big TV. But we got the Miami Dolphins. I mean, I'm an NFL junkie. I'm gonna watch Colts Jaguars on a Thursday because it's something to do. But Jets at Dolphins. They'll be wearing them ugly alternate uniforms. But Justin Fields will be back. He is out of concussion protocol. My boy J1 will be starting. And then we got in the second one, we got Bengals and Broncos. Bomani Nix versus who's my man who's the starter? Jake Browning. So these are my I don't care picks, but this is a sports show, so we gotta get predictions. Listen, this is a true TV doubleheader. This really is a true TV doubleheader. I'm gonna go Jets and I'm gonna go Broncos tonight, but I really do not care. And ESPN is bogus for this lineup. Courtney, who you got in both of these games?
Yes, I am also going Jets, and I'm also going Broncos. Broncos defense. Yes. There's really nothing great that I have to say about the Jets or the Dolphins. I'm just really hoping and praying that the combination of Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson don't combine for 50 points because I'd love to win my fantasy matchup. So that's really my only vested interest.
As much as I love Justin Fields, I think you're fine. I think you're fine. Bang, what's your picks today?
I have, hold on for a second. I have the Jets winning today, and I have the Broncos winning.
All right, that is all we got on the football news schedule alert. So there will be no show on Friday because I will be heading to Ohio on Friday afternoon because I'm going to go see Ohio State and Minnesota under the lights on Sunday.
You're watching some college football this week. Okay, so make sure you take your mic out there and get some content, okay?
No, I'm actually going to do that. You know, it's funny. I said I wasn't going to do that, and I heard Courtney in my head. I was like, you know what?
You absolutely should. I can guarantee you it's going to be entertaining.
I'm going to bring a microphone, and I will have my annoying selfie stick camera. I know my brother's not going to bring his camera. But Bang, I know we got to get you up out of here, so you can follow Bang at JR Bang on all social media platforms. Yeah, we can hit some Bang meeting. But yeah, so no show on Friday because we're going to be leaving early. So we can have a night a day to chill before the night game. And then we've actually heading back the same night.
Make yourself a Borg?
What the fuck is a Borg?
Oh my God. Oh, I really am younger than you. A Borg. A Borg is you got to get a gallon of water, okay? And so I recommend drinking the water, but the kids don't drink all the water, okay? They pour out maybe about a fourth of it. And you replace that. You put like Mio, like Crystal Light, the little squirt bottle.
Yeah, I know what Crystal Light is. Yeah.
You replace whatever water you took out with alcohol, and you have to name your Borg. That's what they call it, the jug.
Yeah,
It's a thing. You could be one of the youth this weekend.
No, I will be getting, or as Tosin text me, I'm going to be getting airlifted out of the shoe.
I'm just saying, you're really missing a golden opportunity to
look, it sounds fine, but there's a couple reasons why I'm not doing that. One, I will be 37 in 3 weeks, and my hangover's hurt. That's number one. Number two, I have to drive back the same night. Okay, so that's why. I got to drive back the same night.
What's he doing?
Yeah. He got me. That's why see, when my brother get tired, it's just not gonna happen. So we gonna switch off because he needed his day to himself before he got to work on Monday. And honestly, I don't want to watch Red Zone in shitty hotel Wi-Fi. So I
You're
will
really
do that.
missing out on golden opportunities. You can go around and people ask them what they named their Borg. Our Borg and
Yeah.
Savior is a personal favorite.
If-
Borg to be wild. There's a lot of good opportunities that you're missing out here. I'm a real college football girl, okay? I love the culture, okay, of these white kids going to overpriced state schools and drinking distilled water, Gatorade. It really does something for me.
So Skyler's gonna have to bring Mikey to the translator when you need the Super Bowl. Yeah, I am going. I'm gonna have to put. Remember that video of Lala holding up the phone with Mello on it? Is no Cayenne on it? As Mello's playing. That's gonna be me holding up the phone for Mikey while I'm at the press conference. What should I ask him?
He's gonna be like an
Spanish
interpreter the whole time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Mikey gonna be my Google Translate. Then that's what we're gonna do. But no, I'm looking forward to Saturday. It should be a good time. One, it's a bye week, so I have a free weekend. Two, I've never been to a college game. And three, I have not been to a sporting event that I did not cover in 3 years.
That's crazy.
It has been 3 years.
I can't actually fathom that.
Yeah, I've been to Bears games, Clippers games, Laker games, all games that I've worked. And I have never been to a game. I haven't been to a game just a fan in a while, so that'll be fun. So, yes, I will be filming some content while I am down there. So, long story short, no show on Friday, but I will be recording a week 5 preview video on Thursday, and I'll have that on YouTube for Friday, so y'all can still get my opinions on how these weekends games are going to go. So, we're going to take these last 15 minutes of the show, and we're going to talk about the Major League Baseball playoffs, the other series. If you missed our breakdown of Cubs Padres, when this is over, roll on over to the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Patreon.com/Barbershop Network. Watch today's local while me and Courtney broke it down on there. But let's talk about Guardians Tigers, man. Now, this is why it's interesting to me. The Tigers completed one of the worst choke jobs I've ever seen in my life. Now, they still got in the playoffs, so kudos to them for that. But they had a 15-game lead, I think at the beginning of the month. They were up 10 just about 2 weeks ago. And they lost the division. 15 and a half. And that's why I say in baseball, all you gotta do is get in striking distance, and you got a shot. And they blew it to the Cleveland Guardians. As much as I don't like the Guardians, I gotta give the Guardians respect, because for teams that don't want to spend a lot of money, if you want to really look at a small market team that makes moves and makes the playoffs every year, look at the Rays and look at the Cleveland Guardians, White Sox, because no, the White Sox aren't going to spend money. That should be your model of what you're trying to be. And as much as I don't like that team, much as I don't like Jose Ramirez, great job. And now they're hosting this 3 best-of-3 series against the Detroit Tigers. And if you're Tigers, you got a chance to redeem yourself here. Me personally, I think they're screwed. I don't think you mentally come back from something like this, especially after losing yesterday to Boston. Not a good way to end the regular season. I think the Guardians, they're home. They got momentum. They've been further in the playoffs. The Tigers beat them last year, if I'm not mistaken, in the playoffs. So they're going to have a little bit of revenge factor. I do think this is going to go to full 3, but I got Cleveland winning this one in 3. How you got this one?
Yeah, I have the same prediction. I think the Guardians are going to win in 3. I think the Tigers will win game 1, but I am not really feeling too sold on the rest of their starting pitching that they have going up in that matchup. I think game 2 they're going to pitch Flaherty against Tanner Bybee, and then game 3 is going to be Casey Mize versus Slade Ciccone, which I kind of just love saying his name. It's a very good baseball name. But yeah,
that's a name you want to hear Matt Vasgersian say.
Correct. Slade Ciccone it's a good name.
Exactly.
But no, I mean, for me, it really just comes down to which offense I think is going to get the hottest. Both of them leave a lot to be desired. Riley Green's supposed to be the star in the lineup for the Tigers. He has not been hitting very well the past month and a half. And there's, I think, only 2 guys in the Cleveland lineup that have an OPS over 800. So, I mean, who's going to hit? I know we can talk about Jose Ramirez and his slightly dismal postseason numbers, but I feel like J-Ram is going to come up big. And, shout out to Big Christmas. I feel like there's some potential there. Joaquin Noel, and I think Cleveland will win this series in 3.
And Cleveland has a very underrated crowd. Very, very underrated crowd. They get real loud out there. They love their baseball.
I still can't. I'm sorry. My brain still can't process that happened. I've never seen anything like that in my life. That they squandered that 15.5 game lead in the division.
I think that's the bad thing that comes with being on cruise control for majority of the season. You don't face no adversity. And then when you face the adversity, you don't know how to respond. And once they got rolling, I think once it got cut down to like 6, Cleveland was like, we can get these ones. Like that's what I really thought they felt. And, it paid off dividends for them. So Tigers got a chance to look back, but I don't think that's going to happen. Let's talk about, as they call it, the rivalry. Which to me, this rivalry been stepped on like bad cocaine, which is Yankees Red Sox. Like, let's be real. When the last time you cared about a Yankees Red Sox game?
2018.
2018. Okay, I don't even think I cared then. To me,
2018 was the year the Red Sox won the World Series, and that was especially interesting for me because that was when Joe Kelly got into that fight with Shane Green in Fenway, and they got into the fight like literally like he charged them out and they started scrapping. That's the last time I cared about a Red Sox Yankee series.
Okay, well then that actually makes sense. Then that's why somebody got to get knocked out in the series. Like what makes Yankees Red Sox great. And by the way, if you're watching this, I apologize. The train is going fast by my house right now, so my fucking camera's moving. But the thing is, if you start a podcast, don't live next to a train. But anyway. This I remember the old Yankee. I'm finna get into my old bag real quick, man. Let me tell you a story about Johnny Damon. Let me go back in the day when I was a preteen / teenager, growing up on the epic ALCS battles I was watching. You know what I'm saying? I remember the Tim Wakefields, RP Tim Wakefield, going up against Roger Clemens. You know what I'm saying? Andy Pettis. You know what I'm saying? Your Dave Combs. Like all the names when Jeter was knocking everything out in the tri-state area and coming out there and putting up numbers on Yankee Stadium field. I remember Pedro taking Don Zimmer's like, get out of my way, old white man. I remember Aaron Boone, who is the manager now, sending Red Sox fans' dreams into oblivion as that ball that hit out into the Bronx at night. The old Yankee Stadium where they said it was the ghost of Babe Ruth in there. I remember even though we have 80 Red Sox documentaries right now, which we don't need any more 05.
I don't think we need any more. I think
we don't need any more. Like I appreciate the Netflix one. That was a different version of it. To me, my favorite one is 4 Days in October that Bill Simmons did about 10, 15 years ago, whatever. But I remember those because those teams hated each other. Now, I think in sports in general, we don't really have the hate in these rivalries anymore because all these dudes are friends. Everybody, they play AAU ball together. They was on the Little League team. Everybody friends. I remember when they had the hate. The hate is more between the fans now. It's not on the field. So you bring up 2018, it's because Mon's gotten the fisticuffs. I need somebody on the Red Sox to yell something insensitive at Aaron Judge. Something. Let's get it popping. To bring it back, this the ghost of the old series.
Bring back the toxicity in the Red Sox Yankees series.
I remember when Jason Veritek look at A-Rod in the face. I don't care how pretty you are, you a hoe. And they start scrapping. Like that's what I want to see in Red Sox Yankees. So until I get that, I don't really care. Having said that, I think this is going to be a very entertaining series from a baseball perspective. Boston, we all came up on here in the show after that Devers trade. Like, what were they thinking? And they went on a run, made it to the playoffs, and the Giants at the beginning, they're at 1-2-3 Cancun right now. But they've been playing some good baseball, and I think they got a real good chance to win this. Yankees bullpen's kind of sketchy. You know how Aaron Judge gets in October? He don't do that well. But I'm going to give the Yankees benefit of the doubt because they've made some deep runs lately, and they are at home. I say Yankees in 3, but it would not surprise me if Boston wins.
I'm also going to go Yankees in 3. As good as certain parts of the Red Sox offense have been, even with dealing with the multitude of injuries that they've had. And again, even if Aaron Judge is bad, right, or is just the Aaron Judge that we have come to know and love in the postseason, I think there's enough offense that can be mustered by the rest of that Yankees lineup. I mean, you got Ben Rice that's hitting well. Trent Grisham is hitting well. Giancarlo Stanton is hitting the ball well. I think there's a lot of potential in that Yankees lineup, even with their bullpen miscues, that they could absolutely win this series, and I think they will. Again, what version of Lucas Giolito are you going to get? I don't know what order the Yankees or the Red Sox are going to like roll out Brian Bayo and Giolito. It's obviously Garrett Crochet on the mound for game 1 versus Max Fried, who's been a dog. Yeah, I'm just really curious to see what version we're going to get.
And you bring a good point with Giolito, because I remember Giolito, his first playoff start. Granted, there was nobody in the crowd in Oakland when this happened, but he was lights out in that game 1. Nights out. I think it was like a one-hitter.
Great. He's redeemed himself for sure. But
yeah, and then he got absolutely rocked in that Houston series 4 years ago. And with game 1, me throwing my remote across my apartment because he giving up 6 runs to the Astros. So yeah, you don't know which one you're gonna get. The only request I have in this series, somebody throw a punch. That just at least give me that. Throw a punch. Because when they played the wild card game like 3 or 4 years ago, it was too important. Throw a punch. Like call somebody mama fat, do something. I don't care. Throw a punch. Final series, man. We got the defending champions, the team y'all root for when the White Sox are not in it, which is every year. My second home, Los Dodgers, will try to defend their World Series title against the surprising Cincinnati Reds, who had a great second half of the season to get into the playoffs. It's good to see that young team in there. Clayton Kershaw, this would be his, or as I call him, Clayton Crenshaw, this would be his last playoff run with the team. Dodgers are interesting, man, because Dodgers did not have a good regular season, but the reason I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because they are the Dodgers. They have still one of the greatest top of the lineups ever. I don't care how poor his year has been. You got Shohei Ohtani, who I am very comfortable saying is a top 3 baseball player I have ever seen in my life. I've watched baseball for almost 30 years, and I'm very confident saying I have never seen a player like him before in my entire life. You got Freddie Freeman, and you got Mookie Betts, and you got other guys in this lineup who can step up, a team that knows how to win now.
I mean, Tommy Edman. I know Teoscar
Tommy Edman. October Tommy.
Here, but like that 1 through 9 is scary. No matter
what. It's ridiculous. And the pitching isn't as bad as it was last year. You
that
got
bullpen, though, and that's what scares me. Yeah, you need your starters to go deep. Like I know Ohtani, it's going to be Ohtani Green in game 1, and I know Ohtani doesn't I know he doesn't pitch that.
He's probably going to do 4 innings, maybe 5.
I need 5 and a possible 6.
I agree with that.
I need a possible 6.
And I think that's what they were warming him up for. In these last couple starts, but I like Cincinnati. I think they can be sneaky. I think it's very important for Cincinnati to win game 1 if they want to win this series. Put them in fight mode right away to the point where if you lose this one at home, and Dodger fans, they get nervous. They talk a good game. But I know a lot of actual Dodger fans, Dodger fans. And
the Reds are playing with house money. They have absolutely nothing to lose. They snuck into the postseason primarily on the backs of the bum Mets. Pardon my expression, pissing down their leg in the last month and a half of baseball.
Yo, the Mets. $1
billion didn't make the postseason. It's crazy. Sid, I'm so sorry, my brother. If you're hearing this, plug your ears. Just embarrassing. I think it's going to be an entertaining series. I think it goes all 3, and I think the Dodgers win in 3. But the bats need to get going because that bullpen leaves a lot to be desired. You need to give yourself a nice cushion. You can't. It's not one of those things. Turn the ball over in the 6th or the 7th, and you got a 2-run lead. I would not feel comfortable with that if I'm a Dodger fan.
No, I wouldn't whatsoever. I'm with you. I say Dodgers in 3 just because. In my time in LA, the Dodgers are good.
That offense is nasty. It's nasty.
Yeah, it's good but it's good for a trick-off game. They're always good for a trick-off game. What version
are you gonna get?
Yeah, so that's why I'm sure it'll go 3. But the Dodgers are gonna win this series. I would actually kind of be stunned if Cincinnati does, but just making it here is good enough for Cincinnati. Baby. Yeah, and that's what makes them scary because they ain't got they playing with house money. But
don't ask me about nothing this week. My whole attention will be locked in tomorrow. I actually told my boss, I say, so is there something that I need to do in the office this week? Or what's that looking like? And
I'm
he's like,
getting
yeah, I
all
know. He's like, I know. I saw the baseball schedule, and I said, well, at least to be loved is to be known.
I'm gonna have multiple screens up like Tony Stark. I'm gonna have Champions
Absolutely.
League on one
Daddy
TV,
told me.
MLB playoffs on one. Yeah, I'm be doing all of this. But Gary, if you want to check our Cubs San Diego preview, subscribe to the Patreon. We got that up right now. But final thing, we gonna get out of here. What do you think about the top four people, the two season East Conference? We got the bye. So in the AL, it's the AL East champions. First time they won the AL East since 1983. The Toronto Blue Jays, and then you got who's number two in the AL? Seattle.
It was
Seattle. Is Seattle number one or is?
I think it's
Toronto
Toronto. It's Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
So Toronto's one, Seattle's two. Okay, and then in the NL, it's the Brewers number one.
I feel so bad for Toronto. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe you should have started trying to lose or something, because you're going to be facing your divisional opponents no matter what, right? You're either
but if you're gonna do it, rather be at home. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, what do you think about these four teams? Who would you? I'll ask this quick question. You can wrap this up. Out of those four, who would you give the best chance to win the World Series?
Seattle. Their pitching, their starting pitching is unbelievable. That combined with just 1 through 9 in that lineup, I would take them winning the World Series right now over anybody. My second, again, out of those four top seeds, I'd say the Phillies would be a very, very close second. Actually, I wouldn't even say like a close second. It's like a 1A, 1B almost. Same thing with their pitching. Absolutely lights out. There are some holes in that Phillies lineup, but man, I wouldn't want to play a game at Citizens Bank Park in October.
Such a loud ballpark. Are you ready for October Bryce? Are you ready to hug your kids and your family when Nick Castellanos is a 3-run
if the Dodgers do get past the Reds? Thoughts and prayers, because that
and the Phillies got the Dodgers number. Phillies have the Dodgers number. I think that for me, if I'm the Phillies, I'm looking at this like this is my chance. Like we've been close since 2008.
I've been saying it for years. I'm like, if the Phillies don't get it done. Like, this is for me. I said it at the very beginning of the season, high and outside. Again, make sure you guys tap in with me, Dante, and the crew. I've been saying this from the beginning of the season. If the Phillies don't get it done this season, and mind you, this is when I thought that they had Zach Wheeler. Unfortunately, they don't have Zach Wheeler, but I still think they can absolutely do it this season.
They got a couple Cy Young candidates on that team.
And if they don't do it this season, it's never happened.
It's a wrap. You're in year 6 or year 7 of Bryce. 2008, everybody remembers that 08 team with Ryan Howard, my man Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, that whole team. They tried to run it back in 2009. Lost. They went back to the World Series a couple of years ago, didn't get it done. This is their chance, and I think this gives them the best chance to do it. My official pick, I could be wrong here, people. I probably will be wrong. I do believe somehow, some way, the Los Angeles Dodgers will repeat. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I feel like they're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way to get it done. With champions who have rough regular seasons, I don't really pay too much attention to it because they know how to win. And they know how to win on the road. And
there's a lot of veterans, and again, there's only one Shohei Ohtani, and he
not only is there only one Shohei Ohtani, there's only one man currently in Major League Baseball with 3 World Series rings, and his name is Mookie Marcus Lindbetts. Okay, and I think despite the rough regular season he's had, he's gonna make some play. So, tune in to High and Outside. Courtney, Dante, Sid.
We're going to have some great content.
If you want the X's and O's, like I gave y'all the nice version. You know what I'm saying? Like I just gave y'all.
I can't be giving y'all the meat and the potatoes.
Right. Yeah.
On the national hour, I'll give you the rough outline. But if you want to get into the nitty gritty, start talking some real numbers. Come tap in with us.
Look, if you want the McDonald's, you want the double cheeseburger with the McFlurry, you watch that on here. If you want to see how the food is made and the real, tune in to High and Outside this week. So check that out. So that's all we got for y'all today on this episode of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. I love these early episodes because I'm about to take a nap before I spend the rest of my day editing.
I have to go to work.
Yes.
Enjoy it for me.
Yeah. And yeah, that's why I say I'm glad. Thank you, God, that I work for myself. There's a lot of challenges that comes with it. By the way, it's not flashy whatsoever. But anyway, we are going to wrap this up. You can follow Courtney at 1-800-Colobro. Check out High and Outside this week. You can follow me at Barchef Scott. There's a new 79th and Hallis out right now. If you missed a local hour, that's like right now, all on the Patreon. 79th and Hallis will be on all the regular feeds in about 30 minutes. So if you don't subscribe to Patreon, but you want to hear me and my brother Steaks, it will be up on all the free feeds in 30 minutes. The video's already out on the Barbershop YouTube. Summer sections. It has been it's been 3-month hiatus, but the guys are back. We're recording them all. We're dropping on Wednesdays. Me, Bang, Pav, Merk, holding it down. So look out for that, man. Once again, no show on Friday, man. So that is all we've got for y'all today. Y'all enjoy y'all week, and we will holler at y'all next Monday. So we up out of here.